kind of interesting. Let's see. Flip this camera around. Come on. Oh, geez, Steve, you must be fired. Alright, so. My wife's got my pickup. I took that to take my son to get his driving test, and, well, they don't test when it's pouring down rain, and you're under a flash flood warning, so I just took him to school and tried again this afternoon. But we just got this re-roofed, so that's kind of cool. And then those of you who remember, I did a video where I talked about, I showed the yard, and we got that tree cut down. So pretty soon we're going to add a fence on the backyard. So anyways, oh, let's do some shout outs. Big Houston, Daniel Adami, You're Not First, Jason Perry, Ratman, how's it going? Trucker's Table, Cluster Trucker, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hilton, how's it going there? I saw that you sent me a link on Facebook. I haven't looked at it yet. So my wife went to run errands in the pickup, so I didn't get back in time for her to use the Honda. So anyways, there's the truck. It needs a bath. And I thought about it, but that's why it's raining. Excellent. How's it going, Lisa? Are you home tonight? Yes, I'll be home until Monday, because I got a dentist appointment on Monday, so I probably won't leave out till Tuesday. So I'm not in a hurry. I've been looking at the low boards, don't really see anything I want. I just thought I'd go live just for the hell of it, doing my morning coffee, watching the rain. I got a few things accomplished. Truck driver never has a day off. You get home, and as an owner operator, you gotta, do that kind of stuff. And I was gonna go get the spare tire rack put on my trailer today, but I decided I'd do it this afternoon, so I can, because so my son goes to kind of like a vocational school for half the day, and it's actually a college, so he's actually studying for a career, right? And so it's half his day. Well, they don't start until next Monday, so I thought, well, maybe we can take him to get his driver's license test this morning. And so I did away with going down to the trailer shop. So now, because of the pouring rain, I just took him to school, and then we'll do it this afternoon. I'll pick him up this afternoon, and then, so I guess I'm not gonna, so if I go to the shop right now and they don't get me in for a minute, so I just get it another time, but I did price them. They're about $115 and about $100 labor to put it on. So they said it fits a great name, but they might have to make adjustments to put it on something else. I don't have a great name. So yeah, Danny, you can call me after this. But yeah, I'm gonna be home. He is Ratman, but it's not like it was when we were younger. It's the kids just aren't in a hurry to get their license anymore. I mean, insurance is through the roof, and he's excited, but he's not he's 17. He's just now getting his license, so. It's not a priority for them right now, because he takes the bus for, the school bus for everything, and he's not working yet, so there's really no need for him to have a car. So, but um, but we'll be looking for a vehicle, I guess, here pretty soon. I might just buy something nice for ourselves and hand him down the Honda. So I've been training him. I've been training him how to take tests. Then I'll be training him on real life driving, kind of give him the differences, you know. Buy him a vet and he'll get excited. you pay. No, I don't think that any teenager on the face of this earth can afford to have a Corvette when they get their license. Now, with that being said, Ratman, check this story out. So when I was in high school, we moved here from Phoenix, Arizona. We moved here from a poor neighborhood, right? And so when we got here, we were in a better neighborhood, and the school has some ritzy, you know, some upscale families. And there was a kid in my class who was mad at his parents because they bought him a Mustang Ford GT instead of the Porsche that he wanted. 16 years old, and here I am coming from a neighborhood where you were lucky to have a bike, right? And it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. It turns out his dad was a surgeon and his mom was a lawyer, and they had money. And he had one of the crappiest attitudes I've ever seen, you know. But yeah, and he ended up totaling that thing on purpose so his parents would be forced to buy him a Porsche. Well, he learned the hard way that wasn't the case. They made him fix the car. So, but yeah, ain't nobody buying any vets. You know, if we buy a Corvette, it's gonna be for us. Then he gets the Honda. So anybody wants to buy me a Corvette, go for it. My wife wants a Corvette. She'd be happy with a '78 Stingray. So Stingrays don't make great family cars. Yeah, man, it was such a culture shock when I moved here because I don't know. It's like the Leave It to Beaver type family atmosphere was still predominant in the areas that I lived, you know, in the area that we lived in. But in Phoenix, that wasn't the case. The neighborhood that I lived in Phoenix is now lock your doors, just drive through kind of neighborhood right now. So it wasn't as bad when I was there, but we looked at the crime rates in that neighborhood, and my sister, who still lives in there, every now and then they'll drive through, but they do it very quickly, you know, just to kind of see that, you know, it's, you know. So, and that's kind of everywhere, right? So everybody expands out. Like, you know, I was telling my wife about Fort Worth, Ratman. You'll know this. The area around where that pilot was, right? That was all vacant land. And now there's like all these like massive amounts of subdivisions out there now. Yeah, it is slums. It's definitely as the Phoenix people put, the west side is definitely creeped up, you know. You know, every city has that urban decay, so and hopefully within the next, you know, in the near future, don't want to put a timeline on it, in the near future we'll be out of this house in Springfield. Society X, what's up? Red Pepper, how's it going? Charles Brandt, how's it going? James Best had a good live feed this morning, didn't he? He was talking about, you know, reading your settlements and knowing your costs and everything. And I think I'm going to do a video touching on that subject. But not now. So anyways, I should be entering my stuff in my computer, but I'm not. I'm doing a live feed out here in the rain. Wishing I could have gotten home like 5 minutes sooner before my wife left. But at any rate, but Ratman's got some cool shirts going on. You guys, check out Ratman's video. He's using this 360 camera, and I don't know of any other trucking YouTuber that's using one of those on a consistent basis. And he told me how it works. It's pretty cool. I don't have the time, nor the equipment, or the patience to learn how to do that. You know, I've got my single view GoPro. I'm getting kind of bored with that. So, speaking of which, I got some footage I can throw up probably. See if I can turn it into a vlog of some kind. But other than that, man, notifications haven't been coming out. James Best just now found my live feed I did Saturday night, so congratulations, Mr. Best. And look at, I got James Best's favorite coffee mug. There we go. Look at that, says Fuel Guzzler. So nice cup, thank you. But anyways, what's going on with you guys? What's everybody doing? I went and hung out with a friend of mine yesterday who just re-entered the leasing world, and I think we got him squared away. You know, I think everybody that comes out in the spot market, you got to have a strategy. You got to find your groove, and once you find the groove, stay in it. Don't, you know. But after a while, it's going to burn you out, if not burn your equipment out. I'm out here driving, making that money right now. I'm going to Ohio, trying to get to South Carolina. It's easy to get to South Carolina, I think, from Ohio. Now, Schneider, you Schneider owner-operators, check this out. Look at it. You can make a career going up and down 77. Going to Charlotte to Northern Ohio and back. You can make a career out of that, make good money doing it. So if you live in the Charlotte area, you can run that lane. Now in the spot market, I have yet to be. I've gone through the Carolinas, but I haven't picked up or delivered. Landstar, I did a few loads in that area. Schneider, I did a few loads. Actually got to meet my BOA and another friend of mine that was with me. He got to meet a Schneider Finance rep there in Charlotte. You know, went to the OC there. Not a bad place. They had a lot of trucks stacked up there. But I pretty much east and west for the most part. Tolls $18.75 each time you go through West Virginia. Yeah. I'm at Target. Wait to get unloaded. They said 8 hours to unload. Yeah, Big Houston, you're better off dropping the trailer and going to a truck stop if you got one nearby. Which one you at, Big Houston? Jonathan Wheeler, how's it going? Now, with that being said, you know, tolls are funny because I'm pretty picky about Pennsylvania tolls, right? But I do Oklahoma tolls all the time. I probably rack up an average of about $60 a month, if not $100 a month in tolls in Oklahoma. So, but I avoid 80, 90 through Indiana as much as I possibly can. So I tend to. We're back. Had a phone call, sorry. It's very rare that I get a phone call on this, and it's from Branson. So I don't know anybody in Branson. At least nobody that would have this number, so. Might be a broker. Who knows? Anyways, what was I talking about? I completely spaced. Thanks, phone call. Left a voicemail where it was. Grab a coffee, heading to the house, Charles. Good deal. Oh, Topeka. Yeah, there's not much around there as far as truck stops go. Yeah, you're screwed. But we got food and water. $100 is great PA. Oh yeah, we're talking about Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I had 17,000 pounds, and I went from New Stanton all the way to Reading, and that was like $80. So if you go into Pennsylvania, go in light, because they go by the weight. Probably a spammer, yeah. Did tolls go up? I think so. Anyways, I don't have my glasses on, so we're having fun. But anyways, that's what's going on. Can't do any yard work today for obvious reasons. So I guess I'll work on some computer stuff. Maybe I'll get a video out. Maybe we'll do that. And we'll just see if I can't get my spare tire rack put on Tuesday. Ralph, what's up? Commercial James West. Hey James, check it out. Look at. I hope my coffee cup don't break. And it's a guzzler. It's a guzzler. How long is the beard now? Well, let's stand up here. It is as long as my hair is long. Like if you look at the hair in my back, it's as long if you like cut a line straight across me. You need a new coffee cup? Salty Pirate, what's up? The numbers are coming up, right? Now that I have nothing to say, really, numbers are coming up because notifications are finally getting out. Word up, turd. Speaking of turds, man, did you guys go watch Ratman's video? He did an amazing video of the porta potty on his video. So, just got the notice. Well, dang. But, I guess I'm doing a 5K in November. I wanted to get down to 250, but we're getting pretty close, so. Anyways, it's Friday morning. Probably time to wheel and deal for my Tuesday load. I believe my friend that I helped out yesterday, I believe he used the 3 o'clock shuffle to his advantage and booked about 4K for the week for a few days. I got notification, but I was watching the race car driver David Reagan pass press conference, so that's why I was late. Hey, I posted on Facebook, but there's a NASCAR guy that is like got Slayer on the car. I need a die cast of that car. And was Dale Earnhardt in a plane crash or something? Did I read that right? Or is that just a dumb meme? Hayden's getting down here. I don't want to show off my blinds that the cats have destroyed. Oh, so that's true. He was in an accident. Wow. Did he walk away? Wow. Yeah, Dale Jr., I'm sorry. Everybody's okay? Well, good deal. I think lighting these pallets on fire will get the trailer empty faster. And pallets. Oh my gosh, dude. Pallets light up like that, right? And what's funny is there's an old YouTuber that puts that makes furniture out of pallets. And I'm thinking, man, if you have a house fire, you're done. You're roasting marshmallows within 5 minutes. Him, his wife, his daughter, and 2 pilots. Wow. I wonder if that'll... It's a bad angle. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. I'm tired of holding the phone. Hold the phone. I got a challenge for you guys, right? If you look at your settlements and you can't read what that actually, and if someone asks you what's your bobtail insurance run, and if you can't spout that number off like that, that's a problem. If someone asks you what your trailer rental fee is and you don't know, that's a problem. And I was that guy. I still can't tell you what I was paying for insurances at Landstar. Still couldn't tell you. And you know why? Because I wasn't keeping track of every settlement, you know? And, you know, Schneider, it was a little bit easier because they broke everything down weekly, where Landstar didn't. There were some expenses that were taken out monthly and some expenses that were taken out weekly and some expenses that were taken out to a certain amount. Like your plates and permits were taken out so much per, you know, bi-weekly or monthly until it was up to like a certain amount of dollars. You know, like kind of like Schneider does with the escrow. And I can tell you that my fixed costs at Schneider was $138 a week. And that was with all the buybacks, all the insurances, occupational, you know, before fuel, of course. And then the only fluctuation between was $5-10 on the card fees. You know, if you got a cash advance, that was $1. If you got fuel, every swipe was $1. I believe it was $1, but I would actually break that down. And then you had like administrative fee, which whatever that means. Jeff has talked about that. And then the only other fluctuations that Schneider has was tolls, which they warned you a week in advance, or the month, you know, what paycheck that month it was going to take out, and then your escrow, your IFTA. Sorry for the sirens. We live near a busy road. But that's important, right? Seat squeaks, you're driving chunk, LOL. $3 a swipe? Maybe it is. I know Comdata charges card fees out the yin yang. And, you know, Landstar, you had 2 Comdata cards. You had your, and so when they gave you a settlement, it went on the payment card, right? And so if you, let's say you book a load that said that gross is $3,000 before carrier's cut. Once that load is booked, then you can ask for up to 30% as a cash advance, and or have it put on your fuel card, and then you got your fuel off of that. So you can stack up the money in your fuel card, or you can just fuel as you go for each load. It was complicated, but not. And then I would write a Comdata check or do a direct deposit from my other card after I got the settlement. So, you know, there's that. Live PD, yeah, live PD, man. Yeah, it is Friday, so it'll start tonight. And guys, live PD is actually like at about an hour delay. the accident that happened in Springfield the week before last, weekend of the show. And they do that because Greene County, representing, had the first shooting fatality on film. They, because of the delay, they're able to, well, we don't want to show that. Or you come across a fatality accident, because the accident that happened in Springfield was actually pretty messy. They had to put a tarp over the car as they were using the jaws of life to get the body. That's how bad that accident was. So that is why, if you watch Live PD from that accident, it cut a little bit, because they came up on the car and was like, we can't show that. And that's when it went directly to them talking at the intersection away from the car. So, then the other clue is that it'll be almost dark here, but then you're watching Live PD live, and it's actually like still light out. But they do that on purpose. So if there's something ultra bad, they won't show it. I mean, you'll see car chases, but you're never going to see a shooting live, and you're never going to see a fatality accident as it happens, like in Live PD's case, because they had other cars with cameras that were chasing that car or that pickup, and of course they didn't show those. So, and that was for a reason. And you could tell the hosts of the show were kind of rattled, because they probably saw what the cameraman actually went up to, and they cut it off. So that's how Landstar pays, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, you're thinking that was the time. That was by Snowbird's house, right? Yeah, Greene County puts up with some bad stuff. I have a family member that used to be a Greene County cop, and he's told me some stories, and he didn't even work in Springfield as much as, the guys that you see on Live PD. Live PD primarily is on west side of Springfield. The outskirts, Glenstone Avenue, I live close to, and Springfield PD handles a lot of the inner city, and then Highway State Patrol covers Glenstone, which is Business 65, Kearney, which is Business 44, and so you'll see them around too. What do you think about the new hours of service? Salty Pirate, confusing as hell. It's confusing for a reason, because it makes it easier to write tickets if you're not following it to the T, right? And as a self-dispatch owner-operator, James talked about this earlier, it's not going to affect me in a 14-hour window anyways. So the stopping the clock and being able to extend your day, that's I don't know. And they know that we want the 30-minute break taken out, so they did the next best thing. So you could be on duty at the shipper, and that'll count as your 30 minutes. You just can't drive 8 hours in a row on the drive line. So a lot of times, let's say you start your pre-trip and you drive 2 hours to the shipper, and so you're on duty, right? Not driving. And then you get back in the truck and you drive another 3 hours. Well, guess what? You're close to needing your 30-minute break, even though you weren't driving. Well, they're going to fix it to where that 30 minutes is, you could count that as on duty, not driving. That's okay. I don't mind that. It would have been nice to just, did away with it. But these computer programs that have to program the new hours of service in these ELDs, that's going to be where the fun is. And I'm not sure you know, it's going to take them a minute to program all that. So there's going to be a period of rebuttal, a period of adjustment, a period of saying, hey, you know, let's, you know, they're going to ask for town hall meetings and a comment time, you know, and to me, it would just be easy if they just did a simple 14, do whatever you want on that 14, and then take a 10-hour break, and then do away with the 70. That would increase productivity and give you the flexibility you need. So, and guys, what you don't realize is if there's more flexibility with the clock, the shippers and receivers are going to take advantage of that. You know, back when everybody was on paper, the 14-hour clock didn't mean squat to them. If you said, hey, I'm out of hours, I can't move from your dock, guess what? They knew that you could fudge it with the paper. So now if they know that you got an extra 3 hours, guess what? They're going to take longer. Those of you who pick up meat, you know that. Those reefer haulers that you pick up at meat plants, you know that that's going to go against you. It's not going to give you more flexibility. It's going to make you have to work longer hours. Which, I don't know, not the brightest candle, but doesn't that seem unsafe to extend your hours from 14 to 7? You know? Do you have to be in sleeper berth to qualify? I don't know, Jonathan Wheeler. How many drivers left to unload and load on duty so they don't have to work a 17-hour day? Yeah, there you go. Light bright. What's up? So, you can do your PTI whenever you want, just don't log it until just before you start driving. The way I do my logs, I've done them the same way for the last 10 years, okay? I show up pre-trip in the morning, fill out my DBIR between 5 and 15 minutes. You log it as you do it. Now, there's no regulation saying how long that has to be. Okay, but if you show it 3 minutes, the cop, the DOT, if they want to nitpick you, they're going to say, well, show me a good pre-trip in 3 minutes. Now, here's the other thing. If you have an accident, and let's say they find something on your truck that's not kosher, then it shows that you only did a 3-minute pre-trip, you're a lawyer's dream right there. Okay? A lot of people don't think about that. Liability. Because if you have an injury or fatality accident, they are going to impound your truck and put it through a white glove inspection. Okay? And then at the end of the day, I show about a 5 to 10 minute post trip because I'm actually outside doing a post trip. You know, I'm not just like sitting there for 10 minutes, you know, showing it. I'm not, my pre-trip's not like my coffee, my morning coffee routine, right? And if I spend the night at a truck stop and I need fuel, then I will combine fuel with a pre-trip or a post-trip. That saves you time. Now, I'm pretty efficient with the clock. I've been able to get 700 miles in a 65 mile per hour truck and not burn all my time up. So, you know, of course, you know, that was, you know, out west, you know, rest area, but still, you know. But efficiency is key, and that's the thing. You know, how many of you Steiner guys have done a drop and hook on your 30-minute break, right? And so the other day I was at, J.B. Hunt almost hit me. J.B. Hunt, he was talking to me at the shipper there in Ohio, and he was like,
he was worried about the going from the AOBR to the ELD, right? And he's like, yeah, man, it's going to track you even if you do 3 miles an hour. And I just kind of laughed at him. I said, dude, I've been doing that for the last year and a half. It's an adjustment for sure, but what are you going to do? You know, it's part of our career. You know what I mean? That's funny. So the shipper's going to work slower now and have to pay workers more hours so they can keep you at the dock longer. That does make sense to me. Trucker's Table. There's a sense of urgency when they say a truck needs to go, right? Sometimes, a lot of times they don't care anyways. And you obviously have never hauled reefer freight, okay? A lot of meat places will call for so many trucks even though they don't have the product ready. How many times have you went to pick up a load and the product's not ready? There are shippers now that when you sign in, you have to let them know how many hours you have. And if you don't have enough hours that they think they can load you, they'll send you out the door. Or they'll let you drop the trailer and be gone. Tail Rider just did a load that took him 24 hours to pick up. You know, since the mandate of the ELD, there are more shippers that are letting you spend the night. There are more shippers that have kind of cut down their load times. So you can't tell me that the you know, our regulations are not in their heads sometimes. And back in the paper days, back before regulation on the hours of service, they did not care. Let's order 10 trucks. Oh, the line went down, or you know, something else happened. They don't care. They don't care that you're spending 2 days out there in the parking lot. I know this. I've got friends that run meat loads, and they're notorious for that. I have a friend that she was in the shipping office at one of the big chicken plants, and that's how they order their trucks. Well, I apologize, Trucker's Table. But my father was a reefer driver, and I saw the hardships that he had with the long load times. And I do know that talking to people that load times are better now since the ELD mandate, because now the shippers are in the gun. And the advent of, or the invention of detention and layover puts a fire under butts too, because the shipper doesn't want to pay that money. So that is what motivates a forklift driver to get their job done. But a lot of these places, the long load times, it's because they don't have their act together. And so if you run out of hours, they just don't have any sympathy. But I do know that when I went from paper to e-logs as a company driver, a lot of the shippers either got their act together or they started to let you spend the night on the lot. I was getting unloaded yesterday, and one guy was backing in, and somebody went around him on the outside line side, and the guy backing up hit him, blowing a trailer tire on the guy going around. He is a little argumentative this morning. Duck needs a farm. Look, here's the thing about YouTube, guys. I think a lot of us make general blanket statements, right? And I've been known to do that. Like, a person could sit there and say, leasing a truck at Prime is not a good idea. Operators at Prime are silly, right? Because you can't succeed. That's a blanket statement, right? But you come across people that have succeeded, right? You have people that say you can't make it work in the spot market with a new truck payment, but yet there are people making it work, you know. So a lot of us do general statements, and then if I sit there and say that instead of saying don't come to the spot market with a Snyder Finance truck, I say, well, if you come to the spot market with a Snyder Finance truck, you've got some challenges ahead of you. And maybe my blanket statement about reefer is an assumption, but it's an assumption that is based off of what everybody tells me. And I know that that's not for me. And so I apologize for the blanket statement that you may not know of reefer freight, because maybe the company you work for, had reefer freight that you didn't wait, or that was dropping hook, So that was a blanket statement, and I apologize, Triple T. I get the impression that Triple T doesn't like me. Charles Anderson, what's up? Just giving opposition to other views. Look, I know that there are reefer loads that load quickly and load quickly. Just like there are dry van loads that take 24 hours to load. Been there, done that. I think my longest is 26 hours at Pratt Paper in Salty Pirate TV. I like how everybody's putting TV in their names. You got Pale Rider TV, you got Salty Pirate TV, you got Truckers Coach TV. Maybe I ought to name this Snorlord TV, right? I think that'd be cool. Maybe they increase my subs. Almost out of coffee. But the new hours of service, I don't know. Seems kind of half thought out. Well, I don't think they know what flexibility is. But here's the thing, all you anti-ELD people, I said in the beginning of the ELD mandate that these people that say that the hours of service, I think my phone's getting wet. Hours of service needs to be reformed. And the ELD was going to force that because we've been hiding the imperfections with paper for the last, 15 years? 10, 15 years? So there's your positive about the ELD. It's forced them to look at the hours of service. Whereas before they're like, you'll deal with it, and we'll give you a ticket if you don't, Ever pick up around Cali? Multiple pickups can take days to get loaded, like around Salinas. I believe that, Trucker Stable. Less regulations, right? It was actually the Teamsters that got the logbook thing, hours of service thing going. Because back in the day, if you picked up a load in California and they needed it in New York City, they wanted it there, like that. You would have to do it in half the time it takes now. And that's where, truckers got the reputation of taking speed and mini thins and all that stuff. I know that for a fact, by the way. So there has to be some regulations. Yeah, there's something to get right here. And people are like, well, let's find the shippers and receivers. Well, you already do that with detention. If your company doesn't have a detention policy, then, like, for example, there's a broker, a click and go broker, and on the load
details, it says it may take up to 4 to 6 weeks to get detention approved, and if you better have this, and this, right? I'm not doing that load because that obviously means that the shipper and receiver fight detention to the tooth and nail, and you know, in my situation, I got to wait 4 to 6 weeks to get that rate con for that load, the revised rate con, because they do the detention with it. Like in the spot market, if you do a load for $1,000, let's say you get 2 hours of detention. Let's say that's $100, right? Well, I can't send in the signed bill of lading until I get that new rate con for the extra $100. Because our factory company pays off of what the rate con says. So if I send Jeff the rate con for the $1,000, and then 3 weeks later they revise it, well, it's already a done deal. Or I just don't send it to him, and then I got to wait 3 weeks for my payment, right? And so does Jeff, actually. So I don't click on those loads because obviously the shipper has issues, right? I used to run meat loads. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Do you think the Auto Service Pros will ease parking issues? Paul, no. Nope, I don't think it will. The only thing that's going to help parking issues is less trucks. And back in 2016, when a lot of companies were going out of business, parking became a little bit easier for a minute. A lot of times you can look at a certain area, like for example, Kingdom City Petro, I'm there a lot. There are times when I've gone in there at 5 o'clock and there's no parking, even paid. And then there are times when I've gotten in there at 8 o'clock and there's plenty of parking. You know, so it just depends on what the freight in that area is doing. Now in the Northeast, it's always going to be an issue. Always. I don't think you can ever go to a truck stop in New Jersey and go, oh wow, there's plenty of parking. You know, that ain't going to happen. Look at the Pilot in Fort Worth. I've been there at noon, 1 o'clock, and not been able to find parking. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's crazy to me. Brugger Trucking, what's up? So, I don't think it's going to ease that. I don't think it's going to make that easier. Because it doesn't take any more trucks off the road. Still got to do a 10-hour break. It's just going to change where you do your 10-hour break and where in the day that you take that 10-hour break. And with being a choose your own freight kind of situation that I'm in, I tend to I like running from 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning to no later than 6 p.m. I'm a solar powered driver. But if I have to go late, then I make sure I'm in a good area where I know I can get at least reserve parking. That's where reserve parking is a blessing, you know. So, but anyways, you guys like my blinds that the cats have ruined? You gotta love cats. They're cute and all, but they ruin a bunch of stuff. So, anyways, if you guys got no more questions, I'm done talking about stuff, I guess. I gotta go inside and see if my GoPro's got anything worth a darn and see if I can make it into a vlog and then enter my stuff into Truckin' Pro. By the way, guys, James Best talked about this morning the importance of a good program. If you don't want to pay $35 a month, you just want to pay a one-time fee, Truckin' Pro by Fogline Software is the way to go. And if you use my code SA10, you'll get $10 off. And it's takes a second to kind of learn what it does, but it'll break everything down to the hundredth of a cent of what your cost per mile is. It'll tell you your deadhead. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You just got to enter the information. It'll be kind of cool if you can get to a phone application. That would be great, you know, because we've always got our phone in the hand, but you know, I'm not the kind of guy that turns on his computer every day. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Trucker Table.